Hello, and for those of you who have been watching the Halloween light display videos in order, thank you, I appreciate it, because this part is the final part. It might only be a 3 or 4 minute video of the final section, main focus, centerpiece of the Halloween 2018 official display. It's a graveyard theme centerpiece, and I'll get a little closer to it then. In another area in which I've never decorated before. And yes, as I promised, the moon with the flashing eyes and what did have the owl at one time but no longer does, that same moon is the centerpiece as I did promise a few weeks back. There it is. Probably one of the neatest pieces I have done, like, ever in the years I've decorated. I'm sure I'll make a lot more neat things as the years and displays go on, but for now, this is probably the coolest thing in any of my displays I've ever done, at least for Halloween. And it appears whitish gray, but when you're here in person, it's very purple, like it was in the last video. Get a angle of it from further away. And yes, now, the story behind the owl missing. So about a week and a half ago, we had some horribly ugly wind. It was right before it got cool those 1 or 2 days here in PA. Before it got really nice and cool, we had ugly wind and rain. And this owl, keep in mind it was from the 1980s, never used before, like 30 so or longer years old, whatever it is. And I mean, it's in great shape, so I gotta try to be more careful with it. I should have known it wouldn't work good with the wind, because I had it just attached by that little black plastic hanger, so I should have known that wasn't gonna work good. And it didn't. It lasted over a week, and then we got that ugly wind, so I didn't even get to have it be a part of the moon with this part of the display. And that would have been the icing on the cake for this centerpiece, to have that owl with that moon. That would have looked awesome, like to top it all off. That would have been great. So I am kind of I don't want to say upset about it, it's whatever, it happened. But the one day it was windy, and I come out, and the only thing that's preventing this owl from falling pretty much just about 20 so feet to the ground is its light cord. It broke off the hanger, and it was still attached all the way up there to the end plug of those flashing eyes. I had it plugged in right in there where that last one is beneath the moon. And that's all it was hanging on for, and I was worried the cord would get hurt, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way that it can be part of that. So you might recall, and I didn't even point it out in the first video, it sort of was a little Easter egg back in the first video. It's actually that same owl is the icon thumbnail for the part 1 video. That's the thumbnail owl. Like when you click on the video and it's kind of behind a branch, that's that same owl. I moved him up to the woodsy section. He fit in really good because that even older owl was up there, so I thought they'd look good near each other. But anyway, so that's the backstory. It doesn't really matter. This still looks awesome. This graveyard, very impressed with it. That moon though, I mean, it's excellent. I mean, originally it was going to be 5 feet taller yet. It was going to have another like 4.5, 5 feet on it. And that purple light, it shines on that perfect. Like, it shines a little bit on the pole, but for the most, it's not like all over like down here at the ground. So let's get a little closer now. to it. I got my 3 skeleton men that I kind of changed around. They're part of it. A lot of the gravestones are, for those of you watching who are friends with me on Facebook, you'll recall that most of these gravestones were along the driveway last year. They weren't lit up, they weren't up top. They were like the opening credits to my light display. That's what I consider the driveway. Like an opening credits to a TV show. That's how I look at the driveway, like it's the intro to the main plot, so to speak. And I believe these tombstones that light up there, I believe those are Union. They're either, oh, no, they're Empire. These are Empire tombstones. This is the first year I have them lit up, too. They look good, though. Then my 2 yellowish-orange lamp poles that were, like, next to the Grim Reaper blow mold guy, who was also pretty new. There's the moon. I want to see if I can see it from the highway. Once the leaves all come off, I want to see if I can see this moon, or at least some of it from the the highway near where I live. Well, this is the last part of the video, last part of the display for this year. My biggest display for 2018, no doubt. Definitely the biggest. It had the most involved labor. Like, I put a lot of hours into it over the last 2 weeks. I took my time with this display. I mean, I didn't rush it. I didn't rush to get it done. Part of it was I wanted everything to go off good. Tonight was the night everything was lit up together finally. And, I mean, it worked great. Overall, I'm very impressed with this year. Are there certain things I wish I would have done like my original plans? Yes. There are a couple things like in part 1. I wish I would have done a little more up in that area where like the owls are. I wish I would have done a little more up there. But let me just say that's a little hint or foreshadowing to what maybe to expect next year. I'm done. I'm just waiting to get corn stalks, and then that's it. I already have pumpkins that I grew part of it. I have videos on that if you want to check it out. But this is it. This is the final video for Halloween of 2018. On my other social media accounts, I will upload photos. There will be some links to these videos if you're not already watching them. I'm hoping to get most of my viewership for these videos directly from YouTube and Instagram, because I put the links and hashtags in that in Instagram with some pictures. So hopefully those will be my two main forms of social media promotion for this display. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed and appreciated this display and all the work it took. And get ready, because soon it'll be time to start Christmas before we know it, and that will be the final display for 2018. In total, including this one, that'll be my 5th display for 2018. I did my winter/Valentine's display, spring St. Patrick's Day /Easter display, my summertime/4th of July display, and now my Halloween/fall display. Fall being like the pumpkins. All right, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. Goodbye.